Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect what we discussed last week, Swami has been telling us about how we should cultivate the crop of love in our hearts by removing the weeds and so on, just like a farmer does in his field. And that's what we were discussing last week. So I will ask the sisters to read where we were last week, and then we'll continue from their side.
The task of the yacht farmer who cultivates the crop is a good example of this. If you pay attention to this, the truth will be known and doubts will vanish. Before sowing the seed on a plot of land, the yacht removes all the wild growth, the bush, the scrub, the other small growths. But that is not enough for bringing the harvest home. The plot has to be plowed and partitioned, watered and made ready for the sowing. And then the sprouts have to be fostered and guarded into maturity until the crop ripens and can be collected and garnered in the granary. Similarly, the thorny bushes of affection, hate, envy, pride, etc., have to be uprooted from the region of the heart. And the field has to be plowed by means of good deeds. Then the saplings of Ananda have to be planted therein. The growing crop has to be fostered attentively by discipline and Shraddha, faith. At last, as a result of all this effort, the harvest of Ananda, bliss, will fill one's granary. The mere removal of hate from the heart will not ensure Ananda. Love too should be cultivated. That is to say, uproot hate and plant love. If the absence of hate ensures bhakti, hill and anthill, tree and twig, mud and mountain, what do these hate? They have no dislikes. But for that reason, do we ascribe bhakti to them all? We do not, for that would be absurd. The bhakta must first be free from hate and full of love. Besides, his love must express itself as service of the distressed and the grieving, declared Gopala.
Thank you, sister. So I think we have been discussing this last week also, of how we have to cultivate the crop of love, harvest of love, Ananda, bliss, by growing the saplings of Ananda, which is nothing but love, as Swami would say in the previous slides, paragraphs. So I will stop here. If anyone would like to share anything or would like to discuss any aspect of what Swami has stated here, we can. I will open it up. Saira.
Sorry, Uncle. What exactly is Krama Shikshana?
Krama Sikshana is discipline. Simply put, it's discipline. Krama means step by step, gradual or, systematic. Sikshana is disciplining. Sikshana has multiple meanings, but in this context, I think it is discipline. I will ask Auntie. Auntie, you have anything to add?
Yeah, that's correct. Gradual, systemized way of growing sadhana also helps us to realize that fruit of that panta, that is there's a fruit of our action.
Again, the Sikshana also means teach, teaching also is one.
Yeah, educate.
Punishing is also another one.
Shikshana is another person.
So multiple meanings, but even in, when people pursue something, they will say what discipline are you studying?
Yeah.
Any subject is also called discipline. So that means discipleship. Also, discipline is nothing but discipleship. You bow down to rules and regulations and the instructions of your teacher and follow that. Through that, that's the process of learning. Okay, I think that's the way I would put it.
Yeah.
When Swami says you have to remove dvesha, so dvesha and raga kind of always come together. Is that right?
Yes.
So to remove dvesha, you also have to remove raga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both have to be removed.
One is like and another is dislike.
If one is present, the other one is definitely present.
Yeah.
But I guess in that process, we do have we try to develop raga or attachment to God.
That's not considered raga.
Right. Okay.
So raga and dvesha relate to things which are changing, transitory, temporary.
Yeah.
Bhakti is what for God. Yes. If everyone is okay, maybe we'll proceed because Swami is continuing this further.
Yeah.
Arjuna was listening to all this with great attention. Then he asked, Krishna, are these three enough, or are there any more to be followed and practiced? Please tell me. Krishna replied, the mere planting of the saplings is not enough. The field has to be watered and manured. The removal of hate and the planting of love have achieved only the first stage. As soon as the sprouts have appeared, the two processes of nirmamakara, absence of possessiveness, and nirahamkara, absence of ego, have to be followed. They are like watering and manuring. These two are essential for the successful crop of Ananda. That is to say, you will have to rid yourself of the feelings of mine and I. They are not distinct. The first springs from the second, and both arise from Ajnana, the ignorance of the fundamental truth. For once rid of Ajnana, the sense of I and mine will not give trouble. They have no place in him. Hence, it is laid down that the aspirant for bhakti must possess satatam samtushti.
Satatam santushti. Satatam santushti.
Satatam samtushti. Thank you, Auntie. Contentment always. What does this mean? It implies contentment under all conditions, wellness or illness, loss or profit, grief or joy. Whether one's wish is fulfilled or not, the mind should not lose equanimity and poise.
Thank you, Grandmother.
Okay.
So Swami is continuing on from where he left off in the last slide, and that according to Swami is the first stage. The second stage is to grow it, and so Swami is giving us the prescription of Nirahankara and Nirmamakara.
Yeah.
So I think we can discuss. Maybe we should read the Telugu, I guess.
Yeah. Did we read మొదటి లక్షణము ద్వేషము లేకుండుట, రెండవ లక్షణము మైత్రి కలిగి ఉండట, ఇంత మాత్రమే కాదు దీనుల ఎందును దుఃఖితులందును. That we read it.
That we read last year.
We read last. Yeah. వీటిని ఇంటిని ఇది అతి శ్రద్ధతో వింటున్న అర్జునుడు, కృష్ణ ఈ 3 లక్షణములు లక్ష్యం తప్పక ఆచరించిన అనుష్ఠించిన చాలునా?
So Arjuna, who was listening to what Krishna was saying with great attention, asked him, "Oh Lord Krishna, these 3 characteristics, if they are without forgetting the goal, if they are followed, is that good enough?"
లేక ఇంకనూ కొన్ని ఇట్టి లక్షణములు ఏవైనా కలవా తెలుపుడు.
If not, are there any further characteristics which are there? Please explain.
అర్జున, పంట పెట్టిన మాత్రమున పైరు పెరిగి పెద్దది కాగలదా?
Arjuna, if the plant is, if the saplings are planted, is that good enough for the plant to grow and grow?
Yeah.
And grow big?
Yeah. ఫలమివ్వగలదా?
Will it grant you fruits?
దానికి తగిన నీరు ఎరువులు అవసరం లేదా?
For that, they required water
and fertilizer
and manure or fertilizer, isn't it? Is not needed?
అంత మాత్రం తెలుసుకోనలేవా?
Don't you understand that much?
నేను ఇంతకు పూర్వము చెప్పిన ద్వేష నిర్మూలము, మైత్రి నిర్మాణము, పైరు పెట్టుటకు మాత్రమే దీనికి నిర్మమ నిరహంకారాన్ని 2 ప్రధాన పోషణలు అవసరము.
As I told you earlier, dvesha has to be removed and friendship has to be cultivated. Not only that, for this, nirmamaha, which is absence of mindness, and nirahankara, which is absence of I-ness, these 2 important nurturing is required.
అనగా నీరు ఎరువు వంటివి.
That means water and fertilizer.
ఇవి లేక ఆనందమను పంటను ఎట్టివాడైనను అనుభవించలేదు అని భగవానుడు విశదీకరించును.
If these 2 are not present, are not there, the fruits of ananda or bliss cannot be experienced by any person of any kind. Thus the Lord explained.
అనగా మమకారము అహంకారము ఈ రెండును తన యందు లేకుండా చేసుకొనవలెను.
That means mindness and I-ness, these 2 have to be removed from within oneself.
ఈ రెండును వేరు కావు.
These 2 are not different.
మమకారమునకు మూలము అహంకారము.
For mindness, the cause is, or root is, I-ness.
అజ్ఞానము లేని వారికి అహంకారము చేరుటకు వీలు కాదు.
For people who don't have ajnana or ignorance, ahankaram will not trouble them.
చోటు లేదు. అందుకనే
there won't be place for it.
అందుకనే భగవత్ భక్తుడు కాగోరు వారు సతతం సంతుష్టి అనగా భోగమునందు కానీ, రోగమునందు కానీ, నష్టమందు కానీ, ఆదాయముందు కానీ, దుఃఖమందు కానీ, సుఖమునందు కానీ ఏది ప్రాపించునో సంతుష్టుడై ఉండవలను. ఇట్స్ a long sentence, sorry, I read it.
So for this, the devotee of the Lord whoever wishes to become one, have to cultivate Satatam Santushti Bhavad, which is the contentment at all times, which means whether in pleasure or whether in disease, whether in loss or whether in gain, whether in sorrow or whether in pleasure or happiness, whatever takes place, that person has to be always happy and contented.
Tana vancha pala siddhi endunu, vancha apala mandunu, manasunu, chalinchakunda chuchukonavalenu.
When the desire fructifies or does not fructify, that person's mental state should not be shaken, and he has to make sure that it is not shaken or is not affected.
Yeah, I think it stopped there.
Yes, Auntie. Swami is giving a lot of importance to Satatam Santushtaha, which is the sign of the absence of I-ness and minus. If we are unperturbed in any situation, then we are successfully keeping the nurturing of the crop of Ananda by removal of I-ness and minus. I think it's assured. So I'll stop here. If anyone would like to comment or share any thoughts, please go ahead.
In the previous slide, when Swami had said you should remove the dvesha and plant maitri, there maitri, it's not just friendliness towards all, it's more about friendliness or love for God. Is that right?
No, for all.
For all. So,
Love
but I think for all will not be, it should not be selective, you know. If it's selective, the I-ness and minus are there. I think the Maitri, that friendliness is friend to the entire world. Vishwamitra. One who is a friend to the entire world.
Right.
I think that's the real Maitri Bhava. Which actually I think comes only if we have love for the Lord or see the Lord in everyone. That's what I understand.
Brother Sairam, I know we in the previous slide we were discussing that the removing the weed, partitioning, and the partitioning side only. I think the ward, we didn't understand that why is the partitioning to be.
I think we discussed partitioning. Partition is only in the translation.
Okay.
I don't think in the original Telugu.
Yeah.
It is not.
Auntie,
Okay.
yeah, in the Telugu it is not there, sister.
Okay. So that is fine then. Thank
I
you.
think I explained to her last time, how they just build the it is only to help the farmer to supposing it's a huge field. A farmer cannot go right into the field and then search where the weeds are there. It is easier for him to stand on the mound of ball and then inspect the whole thing, where the weeds are, where the water is needed. So he just makes that small division.
Yeah.
The whole.
Auntie, the word is dukku chesi. What is the meaning of dukku chesi?
Plowing apart.
Flowing only, no, yeah. So, sister, in the Telugu it says tadupari a bhumi dunni dukku chesi. Tadupari bhumilo veya valasina challa valasina nata valasina panta pairinu nati. So that's what Swami says.
Okay.
It is preparing the soil through various, digging and plowing. That's all Swami has talked about.
Okay.
Swami has not talked about partitioning, brother, but sister. I
Yeah.
think because that's, because I think Kasturi garu, while translating, plowed and partitioned is a typical, style of writing in English.
Okay.
Okay. So he has used it, but if you take just partition, then
That's what I try to understand. Okay,
so
that's fine.
okay. But we discussed it anyway. But actually, preparing the ground by plowing and digging is what Swami is talking about.
Okay.
Dunni dukku chesi. That's what Swami say.
I think we did come across that word, but I did forget.
In English, we came across, Auntie.
Not in Telugu.
Not in Telugu.
భూమి ఎందు పంట పండించుటకు పూర్వము రైతు ఆ భూమి ఎందలి పనికిరాని మొక్కలను గడ్డిని తీసి పారవేయను. He will remove the weeds. అంత మాత్రముచే పంట ఇంటికి రాదు. It will not come. This thing will not come. తదుపరి ఆ భూమి దుక్కు చేసి, దున్ని is plowing and దుక్కు చేసి, it can be what is it called? Mixing the soil.
Yes,
he plows first, and the soil is just right from down from the bottom. He will mix it up. He will bring the down bottom soil into the and then upper soil will go down. Like that, he mixes. Dukku chesi.
I think this partitioning and all comes only when you water, maybe. But then Swami later on he talks about Krama Sikshana, which is what we discussed. I thought.
Yeah, in English it is partitioning is there. It's not in Telugu.
I understand. Yeah. See, later on Swami is telling sister, Anandamanu Mokkalu Andulo Nati. So that is plant the saplings of Ananda. Krama Sikshana Anusadhana Saginchi. The sadhana of discipline should be practiced. Anandamanu Panta Intiki Cherunu. That means when you do that, the crop, the harvest of Ananda or bliss will reach home. That's what.
Yeah.
I know sometimes these English words can cause
that,
some confusion.
Pradhana Poshanalu means important nourishment, is that?
Yes.
Poshana is nourishing.
Nourishment. Or nurturing, both, Nourishment.
Nurturing also you can say, no? Nurturing.
Yes, yeah, I've used.
So, brother, so absence of possessiveness and absence of ego is mine and I. That is kind of weed, right? We have to remove all the time. Because Swami continuously asking to remove, right? So once the suffering love is achieved, then it start to, then the sprouts start to come out. Okay, that is the sprout is Swami saying, you shouldn't have the possessiveness when you say, oh, this is my plant. That kind of thing, that is I and mine shouldn't be there. So that is kind of weed we have to remove continuously. That's how I looking at it.
Yes.
then you can have the bhakti, contentment will be there.
No, I think Swami is comparing here Nirmama, Nirahankara as Niru, Eruvu. He is comparing it with water and fertilizer.
Water and fertilizer.
Yeah, Nirmama,
And
Nirahankara.
yeah, no, that is also absence of the possessiveness, and absence of possessiveness is watering, and ego is manuring. Then again, watering and manuring compared with the mind and I.
No, absence of I is water, absence something like that.
Yes.
Absence of ego is fertilizer.
Yes. So these things has to be, how to remove? Then manuring, watering.
A farmer, when he grows, when he grows,
Manuring, watering, we have to do it. So where this is coming? Okay.
No, the absence means you have already removed. That itself is water.
Yes. Okay. Remove, after removal of that
Yes.
possessiveness, ego is the water and manuring.
water.
So,
Yes.
sister, so that's why Swami is saying Santushta Satatam. So that means once you have removed, you will be in a state of Santushti, which is
Then
content.
offer it. Okay.
That contentment, which is a result of removal of these two, becomes the manure and
Yes,
water.
that is removal of that. Yes.
After removal.
Yes, after removal, not before. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Then that is water and manure. That is, then you yourself, then you will feel there's no minus and I-ness there.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
So you can say contentment itself, because of the absence of these two, becomes water and manure.
That is the real bhakti. Swami connecting one by one and tuk, tuk.
Yeah. Ananda is the crop that you are going to reap.
Yes. That is at the beginning itself, be a planting, love, active, that is not sufficient. Then, reap is the ananda again. Yeah. That's the fulfillment, contentment.
That's the crop.
Contentment.
That's the crop that you are going to bring home.
Yes. Contentment is the crop that we reap. It's very nice.
I think the contentment, Swami wants us to use contentment to grow the crop of bhakti or ananda.
Yes.
Then ultimately you will get ananda only, sister.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Bliss.
Bliss
Ananda.
is the crop.
Yeah.
That's what Swami has said. Ananda, you have to be content until you get ananda. Okay.
First of all, equanimity.
Yes.
Bhogamanandu, rogamanandu, nashtamanandu, loss, profit and loss, and then it is enjoyment or in disease. Whatever comes to us, take it as equal, in equal mindedness.
You take it as an equal mindedness because of you don't have mine and I, no possessiveness, ego, so you will.
Yeah.
Sai Satish, yes.
Ramana. So is it saying that absence of I and mine means presence of the capital I, which becomes the water and manure? Because absence of that means presence of. I do see what you're saying in terms of contentment, but when it comes to water and manure, absence of the small I and which is basically the I and the mine, means presence of directly the capillary. With that because you're
Yeah, you have not
watering
identified you have identified yourself with the Atman. I think that's what it is.
Yes, Rana. So because the sapling of love will
Capital.
now start,
Capital.
yeah, it'll start growing because it's being watered, it's being nourished by the Atman where it is connected with.
Yes.
And the resulting part is both contentment and reaping the harvest of bliss.
Yes. Thank you, Sai Satish. Is there anyone would like to share anything? Maybe everyone is santushta, become santushta. Yes, Brother Dasan.
So if I'm looking at from the bottom, the harvest, in order to get the harvest, your mind supposed to be stable. In order to keep the mind stable, you have to practice the equanimity. So if you want to follow the equanimity, then you should not have ego. That mind and I supposed to be not there. Then the above one, then the first one hate, you should not hate. Then you have to seed in that thing is called love. Then you have to help whoever need it. That is the third one. This is my understanding too, brother. Thank you.
Yes, brother. Yes, thank you. Brother Dasan has summarized the last 2 slides, all the 3 steps. I think Swami has explained the Maitri Bhava. Swami says compassion and helping everyone. And so, thank you, Brother Dasan. If everyone is okay, we will continue on because Swami is still continuing on, I think, on the same topic a little bit.
The mind loses balance if the slightest obstacle arises in the path it frames for itself. It is so fickle. It is so fickle. Why, if the cup of coffee is not forthcoming in time, if you miss seeing 2 films in 1 week, if you could not squat before the radio, both in the morning and in the evening for long hours, if many such trifles are denied or disturbed, you feel overshadowed by discontent. Samtusti is a state of mind which is unaffected by the achievement or non-achievement of any wish, the happening or non-happening of any event. The mind must be undisturbed, without excitement or disappointment. Arjuna then asked, "O Lord, you often mention Prakriti and Purusha. I am eager to know what exactly is Prakriti. What are the characteristics and what exactly is its nature?" Krishna replied to this question in a simple, easily understandable manner. Arjuna, Prakriti has another name too. It is called Kshetra also. Prakriti means this prapancha, the composite of the 5 elements. There are 2 entities in this prapancha or Prakriti or nature. One is the inert and the other is active, the Jada and the Chaitanya. That is to say, one is the seen, the other is the seer. The knower is the aham, the known is the idam, the I and the this. Prakriti or nature is the sum of attributes or characteristics. The gunas, tamas, delusion, rajas, grief, and sattva, joy, are the attributes of Prakriti. Nature is but the permutation and combination of these gunas. So also are the attributes of doer and enjoyer. Kartritva and Bhoktritva.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. Maybe we'll read the Telugu, Auntie.
Lot of things have been packed into this.
Yes.
Yeah. అట్లు కాక తన వాంఛకు ఏమాత్రము కొంచెము అడ్డు కలిగినను తగిలినను చెప్పినను మనసు ఉద్రేకమునకు దారి తీయుచుండును.
Not instead of being that, which is, I think Swami is referring to the equanimity. If one's desire is not fulfilled even for a small extent, or there's an obstacle or something is opposed, the mind right away gets into a state of agitation.
Yeah, ఉద్రేకము. ఇంత ఎందులకు సకాలమునకు సరిగా కాఫీ లేకపోయినా
But only not only what extent. And then Swami says, even if the coffee doesn't reach on time,
వారమునకు 2 సినిమాలు చూడకపోయినా,
if one doesn't see 2 films in a week,
ఉదయము సాయంత్రం రేడియోల ముందు కూర్చొనకపోయినా,
if one is not able to sit in front of the radio morning and evening,
ఇంకను అనేక విధములైన అల్ప విషయములందు కూడాను,
in not only this, in many other small things,
తన మనోభీష్టము సిద్ధించుకున్న,
if one's desire is not fulfilled,
ఆనాడు ఎంతయో అసంతృప్తిగాను అశాంతిగాను ఉందురు.
On such times and days, one will be so without lacking peace and lacking satisfaction, dissatisfied.
అట్టి స్థితిలో సంతుష్టి అని అనిపించుకొనజాలవు.
At such times, if one thinks of contentment, that's sufficient.
అట్టి స్థితులు సంతుష్టి అని అనిపించుకొనదు. It cannot be called సంతుష్టి. కొనజాలవు.
Okay, so at such, so these situations cannot be considered as having contentment.
ఏది జరిగినను జరగకపోయినను,
whatever happens or does not happen,
సిద్ధించినను సిద్ధించకపోయినను,
one is achieves or one does not,
రెండింటి అందు సమాన తృప్తిని కనబరచుట.
in both these situations, circumstances, to have equal contentment,
కనబరచుట అంటే to see తృప్తి and అనుభవించుట experience చెప్పవచ్చును.
that is called santushti or contentment.
స్వామి, ప్రకృతి పురుషుడు అని పలుమారు తమరు చెప్పుచుందురు కదా.
Oh Lord, you have been telling Prakriti or nature and Purusha in many times.
Yeah. ప్రకృతి అనగా ఎట్టిది, ప్రకృతి అనగా నెట్టిది.
Prakriti means what?
దాని స్వభావం ఏమి?
What is its nature?
అని పార్థుడు అడుగగా అందులకు కృష్ణుడు అతి సులభముగా బోధపడినట్లు బోధించుచున్నాడు.
When Arjuna asked this, Krishna taught him in a very easy and simple manner.
బావా, ప్రకృతికి క్షేత్రమని మరొక పేరు కూడాను కలదు.
Oh my brother-in-law, for Prakriti or nature, there's another name which is kshetra. Could be translated as field.
ప్రకృతి అన్నను క్షేత్రమన్నను ఒకటియే.
Prakriti and Kshetra both are the same.
ప్రకృతి అనగా ప్రపంచము.
Prakriti means the creation of 5 elements.
అందులో 2 వస్తువులు ఉన్నాయి.
In that there are 2 things or objects.
ఒకటి జడము, మరొకటి చైతన్యము.
One is Jada or inert, the other one is Chaitanya or sentient.
అనగా ఒకటి ద్రష్ట, రెండవది దృశ్యము.
The one is the person who sees, and the second one is the sight itself, sight.
సీన్.
What is seen?
సీన్. తెలుసుకొనున్నది అహం వస్తువనియు.
What knows is called the substance of aham.
తెలియబడునది ఇదం వస్తువనియు అందరు.
What is seen is the idam or this substance.
Can we say here తెలుసుకొనున్నది అహం వస్తువనియు. Subject is aham. The
Okay,
one.
okay.
And the
object is idam.
ఇదం. గుణముల యొక్క వికారము ప్రకృతి సంబంధములు.
The changes of the gunas are related to the nature, Prakriti.
సుఖ దుఃఖ మోహ రూపములను ములైన సత్వ రజస్ తమో గుణములు ప్రకృతి గుణములు.
So the joy and sorrow and delusion and the form of delusion, which is made up of sattva, rajas and tamo gunas, are the qualities of Prakriti or nature.
కర్తృత్వ భోక్తృత్వ ధర్మములు ప్రకృతికి సంబంధించినవే.
The dharma which relates to doership and enjoyership are related to the nature of world.
Yeah.
Thus,
కృష్ణ పరమాత్మతో అర్జునుడు తిరిగి ఏమో అడుగుబోచున్నాడు. He is going to ask.
Yeah, when Krishna said this, Arjuna, again, he wanted to ask him something.
I think we stop there.
So I will stop here. Yes, Auntie. So we'll stop here. If anyone would like to discuss any aspect of what Swami has told, please. I think you have to unmute and speak.
Sorry. In the very first line that we translated, instead of that, if one's desire is not fulfilled even for a small extent.
Yes.
So if the desire is
not fulfilled, our expectation is not met, even to the slightest extent, we get upset.
Udreka here means getting very angry. Yeah, udrekam.
Rage, we get into a rage.
Rage. Yeah, exactly.
Something, yeah, I know.
Brother, samstusti. Can you please explain? I know it's a state of mind is unaffected.
Santushti means Santushti means santosham.
Oh, okay.
Tushti, santushti. Tushti is to be contented. Santushti, great happiness.
Very happy.
Very happy. Oh, santushti.
So the word santosham comes from that.
Oh, santushti.
Yes, that means I'm happy, satisfied.
Thank you.
Oh, happy. Yes.
That line, ati stitilu santushti ani pinchukona jalavu. That means.
Swami says when you have these kind of small disturbances by smallest things, such a situation cannot be such a state cannot be considered a state of contentment. Jalavu means it's not possible.
If you don't get coffee on time, or if you are not able to go to cinema twice in a week, or
I think
if you
we should replace radio with TV actually now
TV,
to make it more current.
yeah, and you are not able to sit before the radio
Yeah.
morning and evening, small things, alpa vishayamalu. And it is so true. Some people, if they can't get the news, latest news, they get upset. I have to get the news upset.
If the newspaper doesn't arrive on time.
Yeah, on time.
Or if the newspaper is wet because that fellow threw it in the snow.
No.
And the dog ate it or something like that.
Yeah.
Sairam Auntie Sakku.
Sairam. This contentment, could it be equal-mindedness too?
You can say yes. It's a little above the equal-minded, Auntie, but
contentment is more than equal-mindedness.
No. Equal, yes, no. This santushti is a little more than equal-mindedness. You're happy.
Okay.
Swami says, sometimes people come and say, oh, Swami, my husband passed away, or my, something happened to my child. Swami says, Santosha. Santosha. And, they will get upset. I'm suffering, and he's telling Santosha. I remember one student told, Swami, my neck is hurt, throat is hurting. Then Swami said, Chala Santosha. And he got really upset.
Thereby, what Swami means here, if you have throat pain, it will go away, or you suffer.
Swami is happy because your bad karmas are getting burnt. I think, I think that's, see, when Swami says Chala Santosham, don't get agitated by small things. That's why Swami has used the word here, Roga Maina. Swami says with the Nashtamaina, the Roga Maina, whether you lose something, you have disease, suffering, still be equal-minded, be content. Tough things to do. Yes, Auntie Sakku.
I am going to the other first, with the second paragraph. One is here. There are two entities in the prapancha, or prakriti, or nature. One is inert and other active. Bracketla, the jada and chaitanya.
Sure.
Chaitanya is the soul.
Consciousness, you can call it.
Consciousness.
Chaitanya is generally sentience.
What?
Okay. Sentience, the feeling, I don't think it is different from the soul. Okay. It's, you can say it is an element of a spark of divinity, you can say, but it is that which makes anything come alive.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it Atman? Yes, it's representation of Atman, we can say. But I think Swami is talking in terms of nature.
Soul.
He's talking about creation itself.
Consciousness, as Auntie says.
Consciousness is okay. Consciousness is fine. But consciousness is chit. But this arises from chit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The word chit is not used. Chit is, I think, generally used to refer to the Atman.
Yeah.
But this is a quality of chit which is present in anything in this world. Whether it's even a stone and trees and this, whatever you see, there is Chaitanya. Without Chaitanya, nothing in this world can exist.
So it's all living beings.
No, it's not living being. Here Swami just talking about Prakriti.
Chaitanya?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Yes, everything in this world, even a stone, a rock, has Chaitanya. It may not be expressed the way you expect it to see,
Oh,
But
oh,
without that Chaitanya, the molecules will not stay together.
okay, okay.
If the atoms cannot stay together without that Chaitanya, as soon as the Chaitanya is absent, everything will, the elements will go back to their natural state.
Mhm.
But if the elements have come together to form an object in this creation, Chaitanya is present. When the Chaitanya is absent, they go back to their natural state, which is air will become air, water,
Oh, so
fire.
that's the way when we die, the body goes in,
Ah,
the Chaitanya leaves, and
exactly.
so
So,
all the Pancha elements, they collapse.
so in this, yes,
Oh my God, it's so clear.
yes, but the Chaitanya will not be expressed,
It
because
cannot,
Chaitanya expresses itself at different levels, in different species and different stages of creation. And that's all.
so one is seen and the other one is seer, means the consciousness can see. Seer
Yes.
can be the seer.
Atman can be a seer,
Seer.
drashta.
Yeah.
But at the human existence, the Chaitanya is a bit very much alive, and it has its full capacity. So where we can explore, understand, comprehend, think, create, all that can be possible. So it's at a heightened level of evolution.
Only in the human beings?
Yes,
Mhm.
but others have at different degrees, expressed in different degrees. Plants to some degree, animals to a slightly greater degree, and so on. That's why I don't know if Tamil people are there. Pullai, Pudai, Pulvai, Maramai, Kalvirumai. We are all born like even a stone. At one point in time, we were also a stone.
Yeah.
We were also soil. So that means when we were there, then there should have been Chaitanya. It is just that we did not express.
God
We,
addition with Chaitanya.
So what
yes.
is Jada then?
Jada
Inert.
is that which is inert.
Yeah.
What is?
Inert.
Yeah, inert. We are saying the stone, soil.
No, the
wood-
stone. We also have some inert portion, sister. We have also Chaitanya.
Okay.
Same way,
Both.
stone also has inert and Chaitanya.
So why Swami says there are two entities? Oh, everything has a inert and Chaitanya. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
So, see, what is inert? Anything anatman is inert. There are supposed to be 24 principles. I think we discussed this earlier on in
Yes,
Geetha.
yes. Before, okay.
There are 24 principles Swami is saying, which are inert. This is when Swami is talking about, I think, second or third chapter of Geetha Vahini. He is referring to the 24 principles, Sankhya Yoga. And he's saying anything anatman, including to the level of buddhi, is jada,
Yeah. Matter. Everything is matter.
matter.
Yes.
In other words, it can be called a matter.
Okay, so I think we have to go back to, I think, chapter
Yeah.
3 or chapter 2.
But
in Geetha
everything
Vahini.
has both entities. These two things are there. Kind of, we can keep it because, how it's expressed, we don't want to, everything cannot have.
This is revision, sister. If we revise, the question will not come.
Yeah, Swami, I cannot remember.
In a
It's like,
human body, the physical body is inert. Actually, the Chaitanya which is present in us, it enlivens us. Isn't it? For a dead person, dead body, it is lying there, but all the organs we see, it has eyes, it has nose, it has mouth, its ears, but is it working? No. In a dead body, it cannot work because the Chaitanya has gone. Chaitanya has gone out of the body. Everything is present there except Chaitanya, so the body becomes dead. The
Then
enlivening
Jada.
principle, is Chaitanya.
Can you go on, please? There's two more sentences in that. That is to say, one is a scene that we got it, okay? One is the body, we can keep it, and the seer is the Atma. The knower is the Aham.
that is
No.
again Kshetrajna. Seer is the knower. The person who sees is the knower also.
Okay, the known is the Idam.
That is Jada.
object.
Yes.
Object.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
One is subject, the other one is object.
Yes. Got it. Thanks.
This Auntie Sakku, you have raised your hand.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Forgot.
Kindness.
Okay,
Uncle,
say it, Kalyani.
the part where it says Samana Triptini Kanabharachutta Anubhavinchute.
So it is the one which sees. Kanabharaj means it is seen. Anubhavinchute means to experience.
So to have equal vision, to experience them as equal?
Yes. So you should see them as the same. You should experience them also as same. That Swami is saying is an equanimal state.
And about what we were just talking about, because Swami is saying that there's Purusha and Prakriti, and then within Prakriti, there are two.
Yes.
And in that, Swami is saying Jada Chaitanya, Aham and Idam,
Yes.
and seer and seen.
Yes.
But I always thought that the seen, the Aham, and the Chaitanya were more like Purusha, part of it. So why is Swami saying all of that is in Prakriti now?
Okay, I will open up. So Kalyani has asked the question. Swami is saying there's Purusha, there's Prakriti. Then Swami says within Prakriti there is Chaitanya and Jada. So how is this relationship? Purusha is the one who is Chaitanya, or who is the Chaitanya Shakti. Then he is now saying within Prakriti also there is Chaitanya and Jada. So how to understand this is a question. Anyone who would like to shed some light?
I thank Kalyani for asking that question.
You're thanking Auntie?
I'm just thanking her
Okay.
for asking that question.
Okay, thank you, Kalyan.
Oh, sweet.
So anyone who would like to answer this? Brother Thasan, I think he's trying to.
Yes, I am, brother. I try my best. So Swami is saying Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is made out with 5 elements. So the Purusha is the Atma, or you can say Parabrahma or Atma, anything. So if we take the Prakriti also, there's a you say inert and active is also there. What is active? Again the Atma is there, or maybe the life is there. If we take electricity, whatever the creation, Swami, any creation, there is a active is there. Without the active, it doesn't, whatever you said, it doesn't move, or it doesn't connect each other. So, so the 5 elements only, if whatever seeing is the 5 elements, whatever whatever you can seer is the Brahma. That is my understanding, brother.
Okay, thank you very much, brother. Anyone else? Sai Satish.
Sai Ramana. So
Yes.
the Purusha, of course, is the Paramatma, and the Prakriti has in it the two components, again, the Jada and the Chaitanya. The Chaitanya, in my understanding, represents the Jivatma, and the Jada, of course, has the constituents of the body, mind, and all of that which comes into it. And that is where the small I still exists of the seer, the knower, and all of that. And ultimately, when the duality vanishes, then everything, the Prakriti and Purusha becomes same, which means the Jivatma becomes the Paramatma. So at the level of the Prakriti, when we have Jada and Chaitanya, This is something like the sun and the sunlight. The sun is the Paramatma. The sunlight is the Jivatma, which is something like the Prakriti. And from there you have basically the Jada and everything come. So in essence, the Chaitanya we are talking about is the Jivatma, and the Purusha is the Paramatma.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish.
Yes.
So the spark of divinity, I think earlier on, I think Sakwanti asked whether the Chaitanya is the soul. I said no, it's only a, the spark, and you know, the aspect of Paramatman which is present in the Prakriti, which is nothing but ourselves. We are Jivatmas, we are not Paramatma, but we can identify because we are just a spark of that divinity. So when we say we are God, just identification that we are a spark, not necessarily we are the light, you know. But when we merge in the light, we become one with the light. But to merge in the light, we have to identify. So that is the Jivatma, you know, who is caught with this Prakriti, you know, intertwined with this Prakriti, and forgets that it is something. It is only a spark. Thank you very much, Sai Satish.
So at the level of Purusha, there's no duality at all. And then within this Prakriti, when there's Aham and Idam, or seer and seen, when there's those two concepts, then we are talking about everything within Prakriti.
Yes. See, again, I don't know whether there's I think Auntie talked about this. There are two birds, you know, in one of the Upanishads. There are two birds in us. One bird is enjoying, bhoktritva, kartritva. Okay, it does things and it enjoys the fruits. The other one is just a witness. Okay, that is Paramatman, who is just a witness. It is the Jivatma which is doing and enjoying, but it's capable of seeing who it is. But it's the seer also, but it forgets that it is a spark of Paramatma. And all sadhana is to get to that, overcome that ignorance. Okay, so that. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, is it to say that Prakriti has that attributes of that three gunas, right? So that is only for the Jivatma. Prakriti, as a brother Sai Satish mentioned, the Jivatma. So once you transcend everything, only you will merge with the Paramatma, which is Purusha.
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. Thank you, Sairam.
Yeah, Sairam. Until such a time when that Jivatma is identifying with the body, mind, intellect, saying that I am this, I am that. Until such a time, it cannot realize the Paramatma. Once it identifies with the Paramatma, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intellect. When it identifies itself with the Paramatman, witnessing consciousness, then, you know, he can merge. Sairam.
Yes, Brother Tasan.
So I have a doubt, brother. So if we think Jivatma and Atma is a different, it cannot be different, yeah, because there's a delusion. Because whatever we enjoying, sometimes the people say Atma is enjoying, not the Atma.
No.
So Atma, yeah, Jivatma is not enjoying because that is not the nature. Because Satchit Anand, it doesn't enjoy.
No. It's
So,
only. Sorry, go ahead.
no, Auntie, no. It's a good question, brother.
Yeah.
I will open it. Auntie is going to give answers. Go ahead. Auntie, go ahead.
It is the Jivatma who is the Bhoktru and Kartru. He thinks he is the doer and he is the enjoyer. It is not the Atman which is enjoying. The pleasure that we get, of course, the Ananda that we get from consuming certain worldly things, or in any situation when we get that Ananda, it is only a reflection of that Ananda, which is Atman's nature. He is Satchit Ananda. That Ananda is only a reflection of that Ananda we are enjoying. Swami was giving an example. When we take the blanket during a winter day, after certain time, our body temperature, our body gives heat to the blanket. It's not the blanket which is giving the heat. The heat of our body gets the blanket warm up, and then it gives us, we think that it's giving. So also, it is only our own, the reflection of that, as Atma, we are Satchidananda. As Atma, we have that manifestation of those three gunas, Sat, Chit, Ananda. That Ananda is just reflected in your Jivatma, and then whatever pleasure whatever Ananda we derive is only a reflection of that Paramatman.
Okay, thank you, Auntie.
Sairam.
Sairam. Brother Vimalesan?
Sairam. So, no, I still have, would like some clarity. So, two questions I would like to ask. So, experience, is it the Jivatma, not the Paramatma? Is that correct? Please answer that. And also, in the story that to his love Swami, the sari is wept, the story everyone knows, I think. So what does that in relevant to this discussion, I would like to know, please.
Okay. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Sai. Auntie Saku, you have a question or answer?
No, I have. Vimalesan has asked a question, so I'm okay.
Okay. So I think anyone who would like to comment on that? I think Brother Dasan's question was, Auntie answered to some extent, I guess, but I think his question, let me try to paraphrase. He says, if the Jivatma and the Paramatma are one, if that is one, how can we say the Jivatma is experiencing Kartritva, Bhoktritva? Because Paramatma does not. And if Paramatma doesn't have Kartritva, Bhoktritva. Now we are saying Jivatma and Paramatma are one. If Jivatma and Paramatma are one, then how is Jivatma being the Kartritva and Bhoktritva? And I think that is similar to what Brother Vimalesan asked. Also, is the experiencer Jivatma? I think that was the question. I don't know. I think first question. Then I will leave the Sari question aside. Anyone who would like to understand. So, if Jivatma and the Paramatma are one, why is Jivatma enjoying and feeling that he is the doer?
So, Sairam, brother, I'd like to add one more point here.
Okay.
When we seeing an object, if we want to enjoy that one, first our intellect and mind is the one enjoying, not Atma, not the Jivatma. If we differentiate, Jivatma is we agree that is a divine sparker, Atma. But we are covered, diluted with the Maya. Once we come out from the Maya, then we understand Jivatma is that Atma. Because that nature is Satchit Anand. Because that's what, when you say you are a thief, even thief doesn't like it. You are an idiot. Someone say I'm an idiot, I don't like it because that is not my nature. If we say, if we burnt a knife, if you put it into the flame, when you touch that knife, we say it is very hot. What is hot? Not the knife. That flame is the one we felt that thing, but knife never have the heat nature. So same way, the Atma also affected by this one, it's like a knife, but Atma or Jivatma is not enjoying the thing. When we compare in that one, based on this one, you'll get some answers. Okay, thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Auntie Saku.
Yeah. I don't know. I had an impression that the senses and the body, they are the people, they are the components that experience, enjoy, but everything, but not the Atma. Atma is only a seer is watching, but it is dormant. Unless the intellect becomes more active and help the soul to go in the right path without the senses being interfering, then the Atma and the intellect can become more understanding and experience the divine part of its aspect. That's what I think. Sorry if I'm wrong.
No, sister, auntie, you said I don't know. That's the way you started the.
No, I don't know means
So
I
the
don't want
I.
to conflict with
No.
anyone.
And it's okay. But my question is, when you said I don't know, when you refer to the I referring to the Atman doesn't know, or what doesn't know?
No, this small I doesn't know.
So it's a small I, which is Jivatma.
Jivatma.
So the Jivatma doesn't know.
Yeah.
And okay. Okay, so you are still in question mode, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Sai Satish, you would like to share something?
Yes, Anna. I can attempt at this. So we have the Paramatman, and it's like absolute in terms of formless and so on. And from that, we have a spark that is Jivatma. And once this Jivatma comes as the spark, then you have time and space created around this Jivatma. And like how we dress ourselves in layers during the winter time, the Jivatma dresses itself up in layers. It has all of that manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, all of that coming, the whole of the thing what Anna was saying earlier, the 24 principles that follows. So at the level of the mind, so it is like we have mind as the general. The mind should always take instructions from the Atman and perform whatever action, but it goes about with all the senses, so on. It functions more on the outside rather than focusing on the inside. So though the Jivatma in essence is the seer, we see that all of the things that are there happens at the level of the mind. So it is in one sense, if you see that reflection of the Jivatman, you have the Paramatma, but at the same time, the Jivatma who is there, who is not in the ultimate sense, should not essence what is happening, because the Jivatma is the spark, and if it is the Chaitanya part of the Chit, then it should not go through the experiences. It by itself is pure and unsullied, but it is the coming of the mind that causes. Even in today's study circle, which we discussed at the center, Swami again gave the use of a rope analogy. He says there is a rope, which is Brahman, and it is the mind, the sankalpa or the thought, that makes that rope to be seen as the world. And because it sees as the world, it experiences sorrow, sadness. But when you use the torch of jnana, the world goes away, and what you see is only the rope. It is no longer a snake. So in that sense, the Jivatma doesn't experience the emotions and so on. It dons the role of the doer and has the rest of the 24 principles. and just stays as the witness. It is at the level of the mind that all of the experiences and everything happens. And coming, yeah, maybe I'll stop here. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Brother Vimalasan.
Yes, so no, generally we know that it is the mind that that experience sorrow or happiness, or at least on a shallow level or general, we know that. But except when we say we are spark of the divine or spark of Paramatma, that spark is not refers to the Jivatma, right? It refers to the aspect of Paramatma within the Jivatma. Is that, I hope that.
What did you
that's
say?
clear.
Can you repeat the
Then-
last two sentences?
Pardon?
Please repeat the last two sentences, brother.
No. When we say we are spark of the divine or spark of Paramatma, that we refer that spark refers to the aspect of the Atma or Paramatma within the Jivatma, isn't it? That spark doesn't refer to the Jivatma, right?
Okay,
No.
thank you.
I-
So I think, so I will, Sister Aruna, you have a question or an answer?
No, I am saying
Okay,
a statement.
Brother,
No, brother, you go ahead. I thought of saying something, but it's okay. I
no,
want
you
to
should
hear
say. You
from you.
should say.
No,
I
I
think
was
brother-
thinking
bro-
anybody taking a life in this is a prakriti. We come in as a jivatma only. So we have to merge with the paramatma that obviously jivatma has all the gunas. They had to rid of it to go. So it's not a paramatma at the because I can understand why the question is because we say we are sparkle of divine. Obviously, we fall in. That's a good question. That's something we have to everyone to understand.
That's
Yeah.
right. No,
So
when
I'll leave it here to see what the answers are. Thank you, Saira.
So I think maybe I will make a couple of, I don't know, share something and then we'll continue. I hope Auntie Sakku will wait.
That's
So
okay.
I think Brother Tasan started with the question. We are, the Jivatma is and Paramatma one. The statement is, when it's a statement, sometimes we don't understand it properly. So the thing is, Jivatma and Paramatma one means they are not the same. Just the way a drop of the ocean water and the ocean are one, but they are not the same. A drop of water which has come out of the ocean is from the ocean. So it is a spark of the ocean. But what has happened, it has separated itself because of the gunas. So Jivatma is a spark which has come and it has clothed itself with the Prakriti. And now it's deluded into thinking that it is Prakriti, but not the Paramatma. So entire sadhana is to recognize, first realize that we are a spark. But we are caught in this guna and this Prakriti, and we are tangled up with the mind, buddhi, the world, everything, we are tangled up. But we should know, as in essence, we are one. In essence, we are one with the Paramatma, but we are not the same until we realize and we turn our vision to the Paramatman and make the connection. We are not completely even connected to Paramatma. So all sadhana is to connect ourselves back to our source. So the reality is the Jivatma is a spark which has the same characteristics, qualities of the Paramatma, but now it has fallen and tangled up in the Prakriti and the Gunas, and it has forgotten its source. And because it has forgotten its source, it does not make its divine qualities come to manifest. And when it makes that, it can become one. So that is the difference between, that is why Jivatma thing is enjoying. Then second question I think people, we think is, mind is experiencing, buddhi is experiencing. No. Mind is inert. Buddhi is inert. Using these two, the Jivatma identifying itself with these two, it is experiencing the pain or pleasure. Yes, mind is the cause of that, but mind without the Jivatma is, see, mind is, if it's an instrument, it doesn't know if you use a knife. I think he used the word knife. Knife is cutting. Knife will never feel pain. A knife will not even feel the pressure. You push it, it will cut. It will, if you stop, it will stop. It does not experience. But we, because we are connected to the mind and buddhi, we are the experience. Jivatma is experiencing. If Jivatma did, but the thing is, what does the Jivatma has to know is the what I think is my experience is only something which is experienced because of my connection with the mind. Once we disconnect with the mind, you see, if the body, if we get a cut, the body doesn't feel the pain. The body feels the cut, it will try to repair itself. It will send some signals to the brain will send something and will fix it. The hand is not saying, oh, I got cut, nothing. It's the Jivatma which is saying, oh, I got cut. And that is only experience the pain as his own. Again, we come back to mindness. It is my body and it is affected. So ultimately the Jivatma experiences is the Bhoktrutva. Because he's Bhoktrutva, because he identifies with the mind, he identifies with the body. So if that is clear to us, then the Jivatma should say, if I am Paramatma, I should not be identifying with this and I should not be experiencing this. But I will not be experiencing, I will experience it until I connect with the Paramatma and become one with that. I will still experience because I am still thinking I am the body, I am the mind. So I think this is a problem, because even in Sathya Sai organization, so people say, I am God, so I don't have to go to bhajan. You know, it is a completely wrong understanding of that statement that you are divine. Yes, you are inherently divine. You have that essence. But until you realize it and you experientially come to be in that state, you are not divine. So this is a misunderstanding of certain Mahavakyas with our limited understanding, because we are still caught up in the gunas. So, and then we are deluding sometimes and we are confused with some of these statements. I don't know, I will stop here. I should not talk too much because this I will get caught up. Brother Auntie Saku, you want to say something?
I am removing mine.
Okay. Brother Yoga Kumara.
Sairam, the computer keyboard, you press the uppercase for the lowercase for the I. So when you put the full stop for the ego, big I appear.
Brother is seeing. Thank you.
Please explain. What did he say?
No, what he says is when you put a full stop, then what comes is big I. Brother Sari, okay? In the keyboard, he says when you type a sentence,
And full
after a
stop.
sentence you put a full stop, then big I comes.
Before the
Otherwise
full
it-
stop, small I come.
Before full stop, small I comes.
For the stop for the full stop for the ego, the big I appears immediately.
If you
Because
put a
same,
full stop for the ego, the big I will come right away.
because same key, see, same keyboard, same I and big I are there. And it just a two note to keep in. Same keep in is so as small I and big I too.
Yes, brothers. Thank you. Thank you. Brother Rasan.
Saram brother, I have a small doubt. So when Swami addressing, he say Atma Swarupas, everyone. So we are Atma or Jiva, this is above three gunas. The three gunas belong to only the Jada. So that only Swami say you didn't realize that you are you are also one of the Paramatma because you are under the Maya. Once you come out from the Maya, then you will realize. I took the example that knife.
Brother,
Yeah.
once you come out to the Maya, you are not a Jivatma.
No, Jivatma, in my understanding, Jivatma, Atma is same.
No, it is not the same.
Yeah.
It is not the same. See, this is fundamentally the problem. See, one day, the day you come out of Maya, you are then you won't even worry about, you won't even say I am Atma. Okay, you are one with Paramatma. But until then, we should not forget that we are Jivatmas, we are experiencing, we are still identifying. Okay. The mind can trick us. See, the mind will say you are Paramatma, don't worry. No, this statement is not something for the mind to think about. It is an experiential reality. So if we can, as soon as we make the statement, there's duality. We are not Paramatma. If I say I am divine, I am not divine. That's because, which it is, if we identify with the body and say I am divine, then we are still caught up. Okay. So when Swami says Prema Swarupala, it's an aspirational statement. It's a reminder that you are actually from Prema. But when he calls out, he can call out because he is identifying with Prema. I cannot say I am a Prema Swarupa because I am limiting myself to the body. Okay. If I say I am Prema Swarupa, at that point in time, I should see everyone as Prema Swarupas. Once we come to that state of seeing everything in this world as Prema Swarupa, then we don't have to discuss any further. So Jivatma is not the same as Paramatma. It is only in a limited sense, it is capable of expressing the qualities of Paramatman, but it is bound by the gunas. So Jivatma is not the same as Paramatma, but its real form, Swarupa means its real form is Prema. So when Swami makes that statement, he wants us to realize that our real form is Prema, and he wants us to identify ourselves as Prema. But that is a journey. Just because when he called, we don't suddenly become Prema ourselves. Then, if we have become, then we can also go around, give darshan and do everything.
The reason, brother, we don't
like a few people are doing.
we don't understand because we are covered with delusion and Maya and our karma. Once we come out, we're going to have the same, yeah?
Yes, that is once. When?
Yeah,
if, but we are now talking about current state.
Then, whatever we studied before, brother, that Jiva or Atma doesn't have any three gunas.
No, it has. Jivatma has. See, that is why, brother, he is talking. See, we discussed all this because in the Prakriti, there is Chaitanya as well as Jada. Okay. We as individuals are part of creation. Still, when I am talking, I am using the mouth and talking. So we are mixed up with Prakriti. Okay. So in that state, we are not still bound, limited by the gunas and the Prakriti Jada. And because of that, we are still experiencing Kartritva and Bhoktritva.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Okay, Sai Ram. Sai Satish, you have something to say?
Sorry, Ramana, I'm just trying to understand this. So I do see when you're saying that Jivatma is experiencer because he's wrapped up with the Trigunas and all of that follows. But at the same time, we also say like the Jivatman being a witness. So I'm just trying to reconcile both the things when we say in the stillness of.
See, we are not yet a witness. Until we remove ourselves, separate ourselves, we are not witness. But the process of separation requires effort. And the process of separation can only happen by linking ourselves, connecting ourselves fully with that which is not caught by witness. So sadhana is all about connecting ourselves to the source of that witness consciousness, which is the Lord. When the mind is turned towards the witness consciousness, then the world is behind us. We are not even seeing it. We are not experiencing it.
Yes, Anna. So in the context of, let us take Swami. In the case of Swami, the Jivatma was nothing but a witness, and so it became the Paramatma. In the case of Swami's body, when he took the form of, or when he came as an avatar. So at that level, the Jivatman played the perfect role of a witness, and so it was nothing but the Paramatma. So at when, because I understand
So
the
I
analogy of.
will just pause there.
Yes, sir.
Swami is the wrong example for us to discuss Jivatma, because I don't consider he was Jivatma. Because we perceived him as Jivatma. See, we perceived him as Jivatma, but from where his vantage point, he was not Jivatma.
Yes, sir. Satyanarayan Raju was Jivatma. Satya Sai Baba is Paramatma, right? So I'm talking from at the level of when you say Satyanarayan Raju, right? So at that, so I'm just trying to, I know what you're saying in terms of the, so I'm trying to reconcile a witness with the experience. That's where I'm trying to, but I do see what you're saying. Yeah, and I know it's also time. Maybe I'll take it offline with you, Anna. Thank you.
No, I think we will continue the discussion. I think everyone would be interested. I think there are quite a few hands up. But so I think if there are questions, please make, I will just give everyone 30 seconds. And then we'll continue this Jivatma Paramatma discussion next week. I think we should get this very clear, because only when we know what we have to work on, where we are, I think we can get to the point where we want to reach. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother. Once we born, we are born into the nature, that is Prakriti, which is Maya too. So we came with the gunas.
Yes.
So until you rid of those things with your bhakti and sadhana to reach the Paramatma, Prakriti can be considered as one fourth of the thing, and the
Yes.
Paramatma is a 3/4. Where the light is, we have to reach there.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Sairam.
Thank you, sister. Auntie Saku. Auntie Saku, you are still unmanifest. Yes.
Yeah. Yesterday we learned about the 4 steps to become a good devotee to Lord Krishna or Lord Sai. So first is we have to get the wisdom, jnana. Then you have to do the intellect. After intellect, you have to do the, what is that next one? I forgot. Third one.
Dhyana, Jnana, Abhyasa,
Jnana,
and Karma Yoga. Tyaga.
Karma Yoga. Now,
Tyaga.
if this Jivatma has to become or know the Paramatma clearly, we have to go through all the stages and make our Jivatma, which has been wrapped with all kinds of vasanas and karmas and all these things, it has to get purer to become one with the Paramatma. Am I right?
Yes, Auntie. Yes. Thank you.
That's all right.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Sister.
There's a small note on that auntie's thing. Sriya, knowledge, meditation, dhyana, karma. We don't need to go through everything. And that yesterday we studied, at least you follow the last one. That's the easiest one. Thank you.
Sai Ram, brother. Okay, we will discuss it next week, brother.
Narmada is hand is.
Yes, Narmada. Yes.
No, Auntie Sairam, thank you. No, I also had this. I was a bit confused with Jivatma and Paramatma concept, because I understand Jivatma is part of Paramatma. We are part of Paramatma, right? Or we are not Paramatma, but we are like it's like ocean and drop of water kind of, right?
Yes.
But I also thought that Jivatma is inside us observing kind of as a witness. So that's where my confusion is. Maybe I'll wait for next week to understand more.
Jivatma is not witnessing. Witnessing
Yeah.
assumption is different.
There are two birds inside us. We'll discuss it next week.
We'll discuss it next
Okay.
time.
Okay, there are two
All right,
birds.
thank you, Sarah.
Sai Ram. I think we'll close. I'm sorry, we had to cut off in the middle
Yeah.
of the discussion, but I think Swami wants us to contemplate, meditate, and come back. Sai Ram.
Sure.
Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram,
Sai
Sai
Bhagawan.
Ram.
Ram.
Sai Ram.
So confused that I was.